If you look at the picture beside us, what do you see? Did you see a bottle, a half full bottle, or even a half empty bottle? So, any of your answer are right. There is no wrong answer in this particular question, as it's just depending on how your perspective of life. Even some of you will have their own perspective and opinion on my lecture, on my presentation after this. Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Intern Syafiza Halida Binti Mustafa, and I will be your speaker for this topic for today. For a starter, my mother is one of the most optimist person I ever know in my entire life. She kept the whole family together. Even though growing up as P40, we do have a lot of obstacle in our life. She repeatedly told us that nothing should be stopping us for reaching our goals, and we just need to use a little bit of our imagination to get over the obstacle itself. So now we need to understand that our brain itself is a powerful organ in our body. When we learn how to control our mind, which are giving you an easy access to control our perspective of and life choice. Well, you do have choice not to do this, not to do any of this, but doesn't it give you strong sense of security when you have a control of any of your life choice? Here's one of the example that I can give you that commonly happen throughout our life. So you do know there are some people around the world who are seeking for happiness in their own life but never really found one. We always thought that okay, here's the thing. If you can see here, we have pessimism, we have realism, and we have optimism. Okay, we need to understand that pessimism is very corrosive toward our mind, while realism is a little bit of lack of imagination, while optimism, on the other hand, are boundless. One of the problem that most of the people have misconception that is somehow wealth and material good will make you happy, but unfortunately they don't. Some people maybe thinks that have being in that some special place in life, whether it's off the beach or up in the mountain, well, if you even get a promotion that you always wanted, or you meet someone so special, then you are going to be happy, then you are going to be fulfilled. Sorry to break it to you, but that's not true. The only thing that can fulfill you in your life is a good journey of life. Well, that's on my perspective of life. I'm sure some of you can see that there's a lot of people that look happy in their media social, right? Like Instagram, TikTok. Maybe that's their way of living their life. But we need to understand that how much of these people living online are just doing this thing to feed any of the aesthetic urge, and not for themselves itself, just for the society. You might be asking me, well, how can you make sure that you are living your life? I can tell you a secret that there's no really a plan on how to be happy. Just as our topic presented, it's all about our perspective of life. As I said before, when we get our perspective in a positive light, we can get a whole in most of our life choice, which can give you more flexibility throughout the life. You know that as you can see in the slide beside, in one situation we can have either two or more choices that we can think that we can focus on. You can choose whenever you want to focus on what's wrong with your life, or even you can focus on what's right with the situation itself. So I want to say that whenever you put your energy and focus on that at something, the thing itself will grow into something that will benefit you in your life. So many people that doesn't know how to we need to look at the other perspective of life. The first baby step that you can try is you stop and try to see your life from another perspective. Maybe you can stop when you're having a problem. You can stop and ask for others to for their opinion for a certain problem that you are facing. The best option for me is that you're asking an opinion for another generation, as we all know, they have different upbringing from us than our generation, so they are going to have a very different way of how observing the world. Maybe if you are asking their opinion, then you will see that the problem itself end up maybe a little bit easier than you fear it might be. For an example, why do you see there are more pensioners are more happy than the young unemployed? While both of them are, after all, an exactly same stage of life. They all have too much time, but not so much money in their position. But the pensioner itself is being reported very happy throughout their life, while the young unemployed is extremely sad and depressed. For this situation, I think the reason is that the pensioner believe that they have chosen to be the pensioner itself. That means they themselves chose to be jobless and to rest. Whereas the young unemployed feel that the situation itself being thrust upon them, which means that they want to have a job, but that they can't find any of job. So that's put a lot of pressure into them. So as you know, that the media in our culture are filled with negative information and always reinforcing in what's wrong with the world, and it's rarely telling us what's right with the world. And this is where our mind should filter all the information that we got from all over the place and focusing on what's right. Even if you didn't see it, but your brains are constantly working to make sure you are having the life that you want. But as I said before, this is also important on how your perspective of life. If you are focusing on what's good, your brain will work onto a good pathway. And if you are thinking about negative more than positive one, then your brain will take the negative information more than the positive light. So something that my mom taught me during the dinner table, that optimists roam the world seeking for opportunities. They don't really ignore any of the obstacle they face, but they overcome the obstacle by focusing on the opportunity itself. So when you are an optimistic, you are more innovative because you are open-minded and you are not afraid to experiment on things, and you're not afraid to explore the world itself, and you are the one who embrace the concept that life is good. If you ever felt that your life are wrong in some way, maybe you should stop your journey for a while and try to see your life in the other perspective. Then maybe you can feel that there is really nothing wrong with your life. So that's all from my presentation. Thank you.